What's up, everybody? We are here in New Jersey in the Windham studio with Sophia. Sophia is the Chief Creative Officer here at Windham, and they're the ones that bring you, her and her team are the ones that bring you all of their designs on the fabrics in your quilts at home.
Welcome to our studio. We're going to show you a little bit about our process from pretty much beginning to end. Right now, Sabrina is working on a new collection. We're at the very beginning stages. We have a lot of ideas on this artboard. We're just playing with everything. We know that we want to give you different scales. We want to give you some great colorways. We want to give you a lot of all over fabrics that are good for quilting. So we're just putting it all on the artboard and seeing what we can come up with.
Throwing it at the wall and seeing what sticks, right? Like whatever comes up. You're the in-house team, right? So there's a couple of exterior designers like Marsha Dorsey or Sally Kelly, right? But what percentage of the lines that come out of Windham are done by you guys?
Actually, 100% of the lines come out of this studio.
Okay.
Whether we are working with some of those designers or other designers, or we are working on our in-house brand, which is Whistler Studios, in case you've heard of it or haven't, that's our in-house brand. But we're working on 100% of it because some designers give us a collection that is 50% complete. Some of it is a little bit more, some of it is a little less even.
Here's my idea, make it work for me, right?
Yes, yes. And you know, these are very talented. Some of them are artists, some of them are quilters. Some of them have been doing this for 20 years and some for just 2 years or something. So they really need us to take it to the next level, to complete it and make it ready for printability and all of those things. So we're working on all of it here. After we have the concept down, we need to start finalizing it. We need to start creating the repeats and the colorways and all of that. So right here, you could see Victoria is actually in the process of putting together a repeat. So we have a lot of loose elements. We have some florals. This was actually taken from an antique fabric. So we've drawn everything up and now we're putting it back together in a repeat that sort of matches the original. One person is creating repeats and another one is designing and another one is at a stage of completion. We are all working collaboratively, so maybe Victoria's working on this and at some point Sabrina or Jennifer will be touching the same files.
From start to finish on average, how long does a collection take? Let's say it's a 15-piece collection. I see her, Sabrina, laughing over here, right? Is it like, oh, this was an easy collection, it only took us 3 weeks? You know, or is it, this was a hard collection, it took us a year? Like, what does that look like?
Do any of you have a number that you can think of? It's so hard.
And is it like, is that half a year, like you've worked on it every day for half a year?
No. You guys probably know some of our basics, Bedrock, Spectrum. For those collections, it's one design, but it might come in colors, 40 colors. That's easier in a sense, but it's also, how do we innovate? How do we give...
What's the next color?
Yes, but we are designing sometimes a year, at least 6 months in advance. You know, we're designing right now for our September release, but also January, April, July, 2024. It's always a long process. That's why we try to start early and keep looking at things because you might change your mind about something if you look at it 2 months later.
How do you guys prioritize it? Like you're working on, how many lines right now are you guys working on?
I always think about it as like how many tabs I have open on my browser. So about 20 maybe.
So if you're working on 20 lines today, how do you prioritize like this line's most important or that line's most important? How do you do that?
We prioritize based on our delivery dates and release dates. Some collections have more marketing needs or they're going to have a lookbook or we know that we want to make 5 quilts here instead of 2. We try to factor that into. Get those out first so we can be making quilt designs and things like that. When we finished everything, we get kind of to this phase over here. We have a finished collection. A couple phases ago, there were extra colorways and there were extra...
You might have had 10 more prints here.
Yeah, we weren't sure about a certain scale or something. So this is our merchandising process where we narrow it down. Like I said, this one's already been merchandised, but we try to include different scales, different layouts, a variety of colorways. We're looking to see which of our basic collections are going to match, because we always like to suggest that, you know, suggest some solids or near solids that will work together with the collection when you're quilting.
I think one thing too that I think a lot of times that's missed when in the design process, in the sense of someone sees it and doesn't realize it started with one print and from here we've built around it?
Jen right now is actually taking that collection. She is creating a thumbnail. This thumbnail is our internal final decision on everything.
And who gives the final decision? Is that you?
It's me and Mickey.
Okay.
Obviously.
Owner of the company and you, right?
Yeah. This is everything that's going into the collection, and we're making it a nice visual that is clear. Everything is on here. The next step from here, it goes on to our mills via Sandy, which I'm not sure if you
we have a video with Sandy. Yes. Yep.
It goes to Katie and Maisha, which are working on our sales card, which is the presentation that comes to all the shops. From here, it goes out into the rest of the company, and then we just keep designing. We just go on to the next one.
Is that a relief? Is that like it's done and you're like, all right, sayonara, we're on to the next thing? At this point, then you start on the next collection and you continue on, right? Do you have any like eternal collections? You're just like, oh my gosh, this collection is never gonna get done.
Yes.
When I say that, what's the first thing you think of? Say it. Let's hear it.
Sometimes there's some we just give up on.
Yeah, it happens, I bet,
That does happen. You know how we were saying before, we want to make sure that every release is strong, it stays on brand. If we have something that we're not sure about, we might say, let's wait till next time. Let's give this more time to develop. Or we might say, you know what, there's too many fill in the blank out there in the
purple
world.
lines out there, yeah.
Let's not do this. Let's change color, or let's just...
Is that demoralizing at all?
It is, but I think that...
Right? We're done, thank goodness, right?
But then when we're done, it feels like extra better. It's like, okay, it's out of our hands.
Yeah, whatever happens with this, it's not my problem anymore, right? Every time I walk in here, there's a new collection on the screen you guys are working on. It's pretty incredible. Not only how beautiful each one looks, but also just the keeping track of, we have 20 lines coming out in July. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for, everybody, thank you so much for showing us your department and showing us what you do. Someone walks into our store and they see the fabric on the wall, they think it's nice, they pull it out, they buy it and they take it home. They don't see every single one of you and the mills and everything else that really make it happen. So hats off to you guys. Thank you for showing us what you do. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you for visiting.
All right, guys, and all of the other videos we've talked about in this video are down in the description below, so make sure you guys check it out. We'll see you next time.